Okay, so New Brunswick. There's a few examples of some programs we have. We're somewhat lucky in New Brunswick. We have the Environmental Trust Fund. It's for every time you buy a drink container, you pay 5 or 10 cents. You get half that back when you return it, and a small portion of that goes into the Environmental Trust Fund, and it funds a lot of environmental projects throughout New Brunswick. The 2016 priorities have been set, and the three here are addressing climate change, building sustainable communities, and protecting our environment. And any one of those can be applied to projects in the coastal zone. We started collecting LiDAR in 2009. We were partners in the Regional Adaptation Collaborative. We did some work in Sackville and Amherst for dikeland risk. And we do a lot of sea level rise and erosion risk mapping and modeling. And currently we're also working on updating our flood risk reduction strategy. So we're hoping with the new federal government, we might get some direction, maybe some standards. And its focus is on accurate flood hazard identification and planning of communities and infrastructure to avoid risk. Within the province, we have developed a LiDAR specification. So any LiDAR being bought through the Environmental Trust Fund, funds from the Environmental Trust Fund have to use this specification. And currently, we're working on we have a new vertical datum working group set up for the new switch from GVCD 28 to 2013, and how we're going to roll that out, when we're going to roll it out. And again, we consume a lot of data, a lot of Environment Canada data. So it's when these organizations start giving us data in the new vertical datum, we'll have to do that as well. And a few other projects we have, and I'll show you in a bit. We also have a UAV study going on. Currently, this is what we have since 2000. That should be 2003, I think 2009 to 2015. This is the LiDAR coverage we have for the province. The areas in red are restricted. That was a lot of rack data that we collected. We had a pool of money at the time. We wanted to maximize coverage, so we bought a restricted license. And since 2011, I believe, the decision came that any LiDAR we purchased would have an unrestricted license. So the areas in purple, we got quite a bit of coastal area, has been flown, and and it was all through Environmental Trust Fund projects. So these communities received the LiDAR, and they received the flood modeling and risk assessment work that was done for it. In the future, as of this year, or 2016, the province does a 10-year rotation on orthophotos. In 2013, they switched to a new vendor. They switched to Leading Edge Geomatics, which you've heard. They flew the LiDAR for the orthorectification purpose. The province did not buy the LiDAR. So in these two areas, we have the new digital orthophotos from Leading Edge. They do have the LiDAR for it. We didn't purchase it. In 2015, this blue area, we kind of went away from the photo cycle, the 10-year photo cycle. They flew that blue area, and the province this year actually did buy that coverage, and it should be delivered sometime in 2016, and it's open license. If we go forward with province-wide LiDAR, which I believe we are going to, if we get the funding and all the ducks come in order, we may have to, obviously, with just the size of the data sets, it's very difficult to distribute, so we're going to have to find out, possibly go with whatever vendor's flying it. We might have to get them to come up with some sort of delivery mechanism to the public or to whoever needs it. So just an example, this was a rack project in, this is in Lamec. So we've got some flood models based on LiDAR DEMS. We gave it to them, and then they did infrastructure risk analysis. So this was all, there was many public meetings in Caracat for this data. The same work has been done for Bathurst, Tracadie Shila, and quite a few communities inland. Dr. Paul Arp from the University of New Brunswick, their Forest Watershed Research Center. Any data we get, he receives, and he does wet areas mapping for us. So trying to find out the depths of the water table, basically. We've been using it to help to build a better wetlands map for the province. So, and this also applies to areas in the coastal zone. And we just, DTI, Mike Wolf, he's an engineer with Department of Transportation. They just started using, or they're partnered with a group at UNB to not show anything here. Let's see. Oh, yes. So they've been doing, well, maybe I'll just go to the folder. So they've been taking the UAV, the still images, oh, right there, and they've been processing it. So their idea was to low-cost, quick deployment of for culvert blowouts, and they've taken the thousands of images that the still camera collects on the UAV, and I think it's Pixel 4D software, and measurements within 2 centimeters, I believe, are achievable in this. I like the Dr. Seuss type tree. That's just from wind. And you can see, I don't know if you can see, they go out and RTK some control. And the prof and the student at UNB are going to these areas. It's with a Terra scanner. They're taking measurements, and they're going to compare the accuracy of the DEM from the UAV to the DEM from the Terra scanner, and see if we can use this. So again, it's quick, low cost, and as you can see, as LiDAR doesn't do vertical very well. What's that? Possibly, and then the first study was a retaining wall. I'll just show this, and again we have there's many coastal applications. I just got this on Thursday, or no, sorry, this is Thursday, 2 days ago, and this will be going to Dominique Bruabé, our coastal geomorphologist in Bathurst. So this might be something that he can start looking at for doing his erosion studies. Yeah. So it's quite, it's a powerful tool just as it is. Yeah. So we're curious to see what kind of accuracy the elevations will be and the measurements will be. Nice thing. There's little marks. So here's the control. They have the pylons, the little bit of pink markers there. So that's some of the projects we've been working on, and with the Environmental Trust Fund, collaboration. We're definitely willing to collaborate with people. We've talked to a few people today, and hopefully in the future we can do some work together.